Hey YouTube, it's Nicole here at Womb Therapist. And I'm coming to you to do a live demonstration of the cloth pads. I get a lot of questions. I've done tons of Facebook Lives, but I haven't done anything over here on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So first I'm going to point out to you the size difference for our cloth pads, and I'm going to give you benefits as well. They come in liners, moderate or regular, heavy, and overnight. So those are the 4 different flows. So if you're on your light day, you want to use a liner. You're maybe spotting, or you're going off, or you're at the end. Or sometimes people on the beginning of their cycle, their first day starts off really slow. So that's what a panty liner would be used for. A regular can also be used for a lighter sort of day, and these are what our regular sizes look like. This is just 2 of the prints out of the 4 that we currently carry. And this is it in comparison to the liner. So this is a 9-inch, these are 10 inches, okay? So these are gonna be used on your day where you're still having kind of a flow, but it's not as light for a panty liner, but it's not as heavy for a heavy either. So this heavy flow pad is a little bit thicker. Still thin, not going to really show up when you put them on. You know, you're not going to be able to see them if you wear a pair of jeans or anything like that. So the backs are usually in fleece material because they actually don't slide in the underwear. Okay, so this is a moderate compared to a heavy, and this is 12 inches versus 10. So you have a little bit more of a wider area. Either if you're a back bleeder, you will have this part sitting at the back. But if you're a front bleeder, you would, rotate it and put this part at the front if most of your blood, when you're on your cycle, flows to the front so that it can catch in the front. All right, so those are the difference between the moderate or regular and the heavy. So these are gonna hold more blood for you though. So if you're having a heavier day, this is the size that you wanna go with. Now, the 4th flow is our overnight. And look at that difference. So this is a 12, this is a 14. This is way longer. It doubles as our postpartum pad, and it also is much wider for coverage. So my heavier women tend to go for these just because they like more coverage around their butt area. It makes them feel more secure. So these are a little bit thicker, but still thin enough that when you wear them with a pair of jeans, you can't see that you're wearing a pad in your pants, okay? And so these are thicker, like I said, so they carry even more blood and can hold even more blood at the core than the heavy pad, all right? And so all of these have snaps, or wings, I should say, that snap. And so the wings are there for you to be able to snap them in your underwear so that you have the pad in place and it's not moving all around. The fleece also helps with that as well at the base. And what I want to tell you about my pads is underneath this fleece layer, you cannot see it, but there is a material called pull, and that material is waterproof, so it doesn't allow for blood to penetrate through to the other side. So you're never going to see blood on this side of the pad. If you've worn the pad for too long, sometimes blood can come onto the wing side, and you may see some blood come over there, but never will you see blood come through the other side if your pad gets too full. Traditionally, I tell people to change their pad every 3 to 4 hours, but I want to get into the benefits quickly. So one of the #1 reasons for you to make the switch is to eliminate the chemicals and the toxins that you're putting in your body from traditional commercial pads. Depending on how the cotton is farmed, it can be pesticides in your pad. There can be toxins such as, I know there's chemicals such as dioxin in your pad that are cancer causing. They're known carcinogens. And so think about that. We're putting this chemical on our body for several hours at a time. Tampons are the worst. That's just like a whole nother video, but even that tampon sitting up against the thinnest part of your tissue on your body, which is your vagina, flooding it for hours and hours and hours as it sits there. And so I have women who always say to me, I can't wear your cloth pads. I bleed way too heavy. I have to wear a tampon and a pad. And I cringe because you're making yourself bleed heavier and longer because you're giving your body a double dose of the toxins by having the tampon sit there and then turning around and having the pad in your underwear. So if you eliminate the the tampon, and if you begin to make the switch to the cloth pad, the number one feedback that I get back from clients is that their cycles have shortened and they've lightened drastically. So I always tell the story of my sister. She's probably tired of me telling this story, but she was bleeding for 8 to 10 days. That was just how her cycle was. And she was a gusher to the back, so she was a back bleeder, and she was just like, I'm not trying those pads, I'm probably gonna mess on myself, and I finally convinced her that if you've gone to your doctor and you don't have fibroids or you don't have something going on that's making you bleed heavy, you can be having a reaction to the chemicals in the pad. And so she's like, okay, I'll try them. So on her first round, it cut her cycle down in half. She only bled for 5 days versus 10. And she said she spotted on the 6th day, which only required her to use a panty liner. So, and she also noted that her gushing stopped. There was no more clotting, and she, on her first round, eased her cramps were very much different. She didn't have to take any pain meds like she normally would just to get through her menstrual cycle. So those are some of the other benefits, is that it can eliminate cramping, and I'm just going to show you a few other of our prints that we have available here. These are so cute. But you ease your cramps or eliminate them altogether. What else? What are the other benefits? They're chemical free, so you eliminate the toxins, which help you in turn bleed lighter and have shorter cycles, because your body's trying to detox those chemicals from the moment that you put them on to your skin and they're entering your bloodstream, because the body knows that it shouldn't be there. It's trying to fight them off. So you're doing yourself a disservice when you continue to wear these commercial pads that have these toxins and chemicals and pesticides, because they're not good for you. So shorten and lighten your cycle. It helps with vaginal odor. So when we wear traditional pads that have the plastic that bring moisture to our vaginal area, that makes us sweat, that mixes with our blood, it gives off that odor that we know as our period odor. And so when we eliminate the plastic and make the switch to the cloth, that smell also goes away. So we're saving the planet by not using all these plastic and filling up the landfills, with extra plastic that we don't necessarily have to do it. It saves tons of money. They are an investment, but you don't have to buy more for years unless you want to build your stash. I've been wearing the same cloth pads that I've had for almost 3 years. It probably is 3 years now, if not more. And they're in great condition. I have a little bit of a variety, so I alternate over the month, so I'm not wearing the same pads every single month, but they last for years. So a question that we often get, I want to address it while it just crossed my mind, is that, how many do I need to get through a cycle? It really depends on how your period is right now. So if you bleed for 7 days, right, it may cut you down to about 4 or 5 days on your first go round. You're going to need a minimum of 6 pads. And even with the 6 pads, you're probably going to be doing more washing than you want to do. So with our starter kit that comes with 6 pads, it comes with 2 liners, 2 moderates or regular, and 2 heavy pads. That can get you through a cycle. You're going to be doing some washing though. You do get wash care instructions, so you can wash in the washing machine. A lot of people prefer to hand wash and hang dry, so you can hang them in your bathroom to dry. You can hang them out in the sun, which actually helps with staining. We also have a product called Stain Away, and it is our stain remover for your pads, but some women, they like to use it for their underwear. If they don't necessarily use cloth pads, if they use a cup and their pads get stained because of spotting or something, you can just spray that stain remover to remove blood from your underwear. But that's our stain remover. What was I saying? Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. If there are any questions, you can email me at info@ilovebeingfresh.com. Don't forget, all the details will be in the comments, and you can leave comments for me. So that's all the email will be in the description, I'm sorry. And if you have any questions, email me or follow me at womb therapist on Instagram. Thank you for watching. See you next time.